Well, it is the bedrock of our society. We are social beings. Human beings have survived only because they lived in groups, and we continue to live in groups. So it is of paramount importance, next only to the individual's physical, intellectual and emotional growth. And also the emotional growth is not possible without social interactions. So where parenting may become a challenge is with an environment where at every step you have an electronic gadget which is available to the child, which is very alluring to the child. Children just want to use it, they want to press buttons and get different images on their screens and watch videos and play games. That is leading to a loss of creativity in children, because they are only doing or they are seeing things which somebody else has created. So there are actual studies in which they have recorded the brain waves in children who are watching, say, a program on television, a child reading a book and a child playing. Guess where the brain was most active? Yeah, it was while playing. And the second most active was while reading. And while watching television, it was almost hypnotically, hypnotic state of hardly any activity in the brain, because that's what television does. But coming to the reading and the playing part of it, the child was reading a book and that book had been written by somebody else. So its brain activity was there, but it was not as high as if the child was writing the book. And that is why while playing, the child's brain waves were the highest. And when the child is playing with people, not playing a game on a console, then the child is learning so many social skills. How to talk to other children, other people, how to follow rules, how to win or lose. More important, how to lose. What happens to my feelings when I lose, and how do I then learn to do things maybe better next time or to the best of my capacity, and then say, yeah, one team will win and always the other team will lose. So it's a part of life, and how do I deal with that? So all these social skills can develop only if the child is in the company of people. So the social development happens when the child is with people, interacting. And increasingly what's happening is that even though the family is sitting down for lunch or dinner together, everybody has a gadget which is placed on the table next to the plate. And instead of looking at the other person, we are looking at that and checking, has any message come, has anything else come. So this virtual person, this person who's sitting hundreds of kilometers away, has become more important than the person sitting right next to me. And guess what? If I fall down with a fit, or I get down, I hurt myself and start bleeding, who's going to help me? It's the person next door. It's the person sitting next to me, my neighbor. But do I even know my neighbor? So helping in the social development of the child will give a huge resource to the child, because we don't live alone, and it's always okay to ask for help. And most of the time when the child is outside the house, the child will be surrounded by other people, maybe strangers, maybe known, unknown people. The child should feel comfortable with them, comfortable to walk up to somebody and say, hey, can you please help me, something is happening here, or something like that. So asking for help, giving help. How will I help anyone else if I just spend most of my time with the computer? How much help does that need? So those things. Also, it is in our nature to be social and to be good. So we have the nerves and the tracts that gets activated when we want to do good to somebody is always in an on position. Whereas if you want to plan to do something hurtful, harmful, we have to plan it. A very simple example, you have a number of students coming down the stairs, all going, almost running down the stairs. If somebody stumbles, what would you do if you were one of them? You would immediately go and try to help. It's almost instinctive, it is there. You won't hesitate, you won't even think, you'll just do it. But if you wanted to trip somebody, then you would have to plan. It will not happen automatically. So hundreds of students coming down the stairs, hardly anyone trips. If somebody trips, people help. But if you want to trip somebody, you have to plan it. So what I'm trying to say here is that nature has made us social beings naturally good, wanting to help others. Seeing somebody help others, watching somebody help others, actually doing good for others makes us feel happy. It alters the immune system, it increases the antibodies in our blood, in our saliva. It is good for our health, happiness and social welfare too. So it's a beautiful design of nature. Let's not lose it. It's a great treasure we have, this social connectedness and empathy for others. So develop it in the child.